What's up? You see the logo. You see what's happening right now. You understand that the Chaz isn't here. So what does that mean? It's Red Dog and Friends. And so what are we here to talk about? We're here to talk about Mercedes Moné. Is her title run good for women's wrestling? Or is it like just recycled news? We're gonna be talking about Goldberg, right? Is the title defense good? Like, does he deserve that shot? Or is it just kind of nostalgia, just not really paying off anymore? And last but not least, as my camera freezes, you guys see the term independent wrestler, does it really mean what it means now? I mean, it is 2025. Like, what did we really talk about? So, all that, plus you guys get your normals, pushing the berries, you're going to get your temp checks, you get all that fun stuff, and tuning into our show. You know what it is. Red Dog and Friends, and there's no like, holla at your boys, but we could also, I guess we could do that. Holla at your boys!
The following program is a collection of idiots talking about happenings in the sports entertainment world. It is meant to be comedically informative. The opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their bosses, platform, or whatever network they are on. There may be some out-of-pocket things said on this show, because this is how we talk to each other. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further. Your homies. The 3 Count Podcast. P.S. Please do not sue us.
Hit him with a 3 count. Pin him to the ground and the crowd go wild, man down, no we out.
It's not even in show today. That's right. Hi, it's your friendly neighborhood Red Dog, and this is Red Dog and Friends.
I am the champion, Red Dog, hear my call.
Your audio is not audioing. Yep, still not. It sounds like you're underwater.
Blah, 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 blah.
There we go. Much better.
Oh, we're better now?
We're good.
Oh, it is the Air Force Veteran Intel Specialist, the one you call on when you need to get the job done, and your friendly neighborhood Red Dog. And once again, we're going to run this right back. So, what is it today? It is Red Dog and Friends. And what does that mean? That means I have my only friend here because the other one is at, Fight Club Pro Wrestling. Big shout outs to you guys with DEI or Die. And then, of course, it is also Braden's birthday today. So, holla at the boy, the birthday boy himself, and Damien. Hey, yo, enjoy that birthday, my guy. So, more importantly, what we got going on? It is the only Graves that matters. The reason why Corey cannot be called up to the main roster, he is Twitch Graves.
Follow me, for I have never led you astray. How you doing, buddy?
I'm great, man. I'm great. How are you doing?
Not bad.
Other than the fact that this camera of mine just keeps freezing. So every once in a while, if it freezes, just know that I'm just gonna drop out and drop back in because just being stuck in the time loop. I just looked back at our video almost like as I'm doing the rest of it. I just not a good look. So I was like, all right, let me get out of this and get back into it really quick. So intros and announcements. Hey, if you guys didn't check it out, the episode last week just came out. Milo Mira, the man who he held 2 world records for pogoing, the master of the POGO. That's right, the guy, the myth, the legend, the extreme athlete himself was on the podcast. Go check out that interview. It was a great show. For those who aren't checking us out or subscribe to our YouTube channel, do it because we know almost 90% of you have actually passed through here and not even subscribed to our channel. What are you doing? Subscribe to the channel. Just do it right now. Just literally hit the button, hit the notification thing, do all that good stuff. Then you leave a little comment, little like. We'll respond back to you as we get frozen. And then, do all the other fun stuff that goes with it. So also check us out on Spotify, as I am mad frozen here. Check us out on Spotify, Amazon Music, as well as all the other fun stuff. Buy our merch on ProWrestlingTees.com and even go check us out on ForYourWear.com. Buy our merch. Do all that fun stuff. Twitch, take it for a second while I back out of here.
Hi everybody. So he'll be back here in a minute. I kind of got put on the spot here. Buy our merch. Check out previous shows. Follow us on all social media platforms, like he was saying.
Yeah, do all that. So, where are we talking about today? Well, I want to jump right into it. So, we jump into temp check. Temp check. If you guys don't know what temp check is, it is our hottest or coldest in our match of the week. So as you can tell, Twitch and I are gonna be here. So Twitch, let us know your hottest, coldest, and your match of the week.
My hottest and my coldest, I will say for a moment. My match of the week is not a match; it's a return. Shout out to Kota Ibushi returning. It's cool to see him back doing his thing. I've been a big Kota Ibushi fan since the Golden Lovers in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I think he is a phenomenal talent, and it's cool to see him back in the ring doing his thing. My hottest and my coldest are the same exact person. Uh, I guess his connection dropped out. He'll be back here in a second. See, look, told you. My hottest and my coldest are the same exact person, and it's kind of a conundrum because I have a little fact sheet right here that I wrote some facts down that were gonna piss Chaz and Damien off, but as you can see, they couldn't handle the heat, so they decided not to show up today. Fact number one in this lovely 25-year career of my hottest and coldest, Mr. John Cena. You have claimed that you have not taken any time off in 25 years. I am here to tell you that the amount of time you have taken off is equal to roughly 5 years, whether that be medical issues or you deciding to go shoot a movie. So, fuck you for not living up to that. My second fact, if you have to tell yourself that you are the greatest of all time, that is obviously a lie. If you go back to August 18th of 2024, you would see that we did part 2 of our top 100 list. And the number one spot was not you, Mr. John Cena. I don't think you have been number one on anybody's list. Therefore, you are not the greatest of all time. That making you my coldest wrestler of the week. What made you my hottest wrestler of the week was the fact that you took the pipe bomb promo, despite the fact that you butchered it a little bit, and made it your own. Kudos to you. That promo was fire.
Yeah, yeah. Evening, Keith. What is up?
How you doing,
Yeah.
Becky?
Let's okay. So my match of the week is actually gonna be AJ Styles versus Sami Zayn on SmackDown. Fire.
Okay.
Fire match. Okay, anytime you get to put those two workhorses in the ring together, of course you know what you're gonna get. So yeah, fire. Coldest wrestler of the actually I'm gonna go with the hottest wrestler of the week. Hottest wrestler of the week. I don't give this man a lot of love. I really don't give this man very much love on this podcast, but I will this time. Hangman Page. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, why? Well, you know what? It's one thing that I make fun of a lot of people who attempt to cut promos in another language, right? But it was just something about the show Grand Slam, in Mexico, and just seeing Adam out there. Like, first of all, my man came out right off the rip and apologized. He's like, "Yo, my Spanish isn't good. My apologies, right? But I'm going to try to cut this in Spanish." And it was just, I don't know. I felt where he was coming from, and I was like, you know what? As a Latino who also butchers my Spanish a lot, I was like, I can feel this, and I know he's a gringo. Okay, I know he's a white dude, but my point being is that it was just cool to see someone cut a promo, and I know, like, to be fair, I know John Cena has done it in Chinese. I don't care about him doing it in Chinese. I care about Spanish. That's what I care about, and he did.
To be fair, though, John Cena can speak Mandarin.
He can, yeah, and because of he's talked about it like numerous times, but he also brought it up on Logan Paul's Impulsive that the WWE will pay you to learn another language, and so by all means, like I'm not trying to knock the fact that John Cena can speak Mandarin fluently. I'm just saying that I just liked watching Hangman do it in front of a live crowd on the microphone, and I was like, that was fire. Like the whole promo, 5 minutes worth of just cutting a promo in Spanish. I was like, dog, hey, bravo. With that being said, my coldest wrestler of the week will also be John Cena. And not because he missed time. No, because that fucking promo was fire. Yo, just straight ice cold. And I know like coldest in this podcast means that we're like, hey, like, ooh, like you're not doing
That
so
shit was
good.
cold, and I
That
know
shit
exactly
was
what you mean with
cold.
it.
Bruh, he was so unfair with it, man. Like, I love the fact that we started it as like the pipe bomb with like CM Punk and everything. I love that also. I don't know if you remember or not, but who cost John Cena the tables match when
CM
CM
Punk.
Punk when CM Punk dropped the pipe bomb? Who was he wrestling?
Uh, who was he wrestling?
He was wrestling Truth.
Was it?
Yeah, it was the one thing I noticed last night, like watching both promos. I was like, "Oh snap!" So to see this all come back full circle, I was like,
No
"Yeah, this is
shit.
lit." Yeah. So obviously Cena beats R-Truth on SmackDown. Punk comes out, does his thing, and then the whole thing starts off. So it was definitely cool to see that all work out and then play out. And then shouting out uh Claudio, Nick Nemeth, and Matt
Matt
Cardona.
Cardona, you're right. I'm
But
surprised they didn't censor him.
well, and so there's some people who've been digging like deeper, and I think this might be we're going into wrestling conspiracy, right? That he chose those names specifically, right? Now, John maybe just shouting out his friends. I don't know, but somebody said that he was shouting out like Claudio Castagnoli, CC for Cole Cabana, Nick for Nick Jackson, and then Matt for Matt
Or Matt
Jackson
Jackson.
for the people for the people that Punk wasn't getting along with in the back. So I was like, I don't know if that's true or not. I don't want to buy into that. But it is kind of funny, like if that was the case, like if that's like a deeper meaning, if we're trying to do like the Kendrick Lamar like double entendres, like
I'm here for it.
yeah, I'm here for it. But let me get into my coldest B wrestler of the week, right? So listen, I do 1A, 1Bs all the time. And it wasn't even like a 1B per se, up until like there was no 1B until about an hour and a half ago.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
Yes, let me talk about something. Let me spell this. Let me spell this out for you, Twitch. You
Okay.
tell me how you supposed to feel, right? So we're at SWA last week, and we didn't have a show last weekend because it was Father's Day, and obviously we don't have one on Mother's Day. We don't have one on Father's Day. Also, it was Chaz's birthday, just to kind of put it out there. But we didn't do the show last week, so we got to talk about it right now. Okay, so last week, Purity and their sister thing, right? Big shout outs, big love, right? They had the sweet both talk about their titles and stuff like that. They asked me to come out, right? So I answered the call. I come out. We talking about it, they just asked me about joining up with them and stuff like that, this, that, and the other. Cool. Damien is also in the ring. By the way, Damien is out. I didn't realize. I heard rumors about this happening, and so like in the underground, like doing an intel report, kind of saw that happening. So anyway, Damien's there, and I even addressed Damien. I was like, "Hey, like Prince, Noah, Chaz, great to see you guys. Damien as well. It's good to see you. It's great to see that you're out, right?" So anyway, I'm cutting this prom. I'm talking about it, and then all of a sudden, this dude, I want to keep this PG because I want to clip this and drop this somewhere else. This dude, Kurt Blair, comes out, right, knowing that he cost me my chance at winning the Crowns Championship, the SWA Crowns Championship. This man kicked me in the back of the head. This man comes out and talk about in this promo, and I don't know if you guys saw it. Well, maybe I'll link it. I don't know. I don't really care about it that much. But this man said if I win, when I win the SWA Crowns Championship, that the first title shot was going to come to me, right? Like, I don't care. I don't care. I care about the fact that I didn't need him to be in the match at all, and then he kicked me in the back of the head. So this man, what happens? He hits me in the face, okay? PI jumps him. I pull PI off. I told PI, I was like, no, this is my business. I'm going to handle it. PI being PI, I didn't catch a beat down, okay? It happens. So I get saved up like two other dudes. Riot City comes out and saves me. I just want to put that out there. Riot City saved me, okay? Thank you to Riot City, by the way. So anyway, we end up having a match, okay? PI versus Riot City and Red Dawg, okay? This dude, Kurt Blair, decides that he wants to come out and save the day. He wants to get his lick back on PI, okay? Kicks me in the face again. Again, kicks me in the face. Now, I don't even know if he had any remorse to it. I end up losing the match. I get caught. 1, 2, 3. I'm out. Okay, it is what it is at that point. So what happens later that night? I'm gonna be fair. I caught this dude lacking. This man was like, "Yeah, I'm about to win this title." Up until the point I hit this man with the punchline. Out. Okay, it is what it is. I see it as, listen, you cheap shotted me by clipping me in the SWA championship match. You cheap shot me at the beginning of a show, and then you kicked me again when I wasn't looking. So you hit me now 3 times. And what is it in baseball? What do we say? 3 strikes and you're what? Yeah,
Out.
out. So what do? I come and handle business. So when I talk about coldest wrestler, why is it that this dude puts up this photo and then says, "I deserve it"? I deserve it. You deserved it. That's what it says in the caption. If you guys can't read it, you guys look. If you guys listen to this on, it's him throwing a super kick, kicking me in the face, saying, "I deserved it." That I deserved it. That I'm the reason why. So I'm the bad guy here in this situation. I deserve to get kicked in the mouth because why? You was aiming for me purposely this time? Like, what's the problem? Or are you still mad because I referred to you as Drake earlier that night and then called you A minor? Because you were still A minor. Okay. And I let it be known. I let it happen. Like, yo, bro, I went in there and I was like, yo, you want to win this championship? And over my dead body, you going to win this championship. You cost me my championship. You ain't winning this either. So when I think of coldest wrestler of the week, and I'm not talking about John Cena cold with the promo, I'm talking about ice cold as, bro, you're frozen in a block of ice. Because I promise you, man, when I catch up with Kurt Blair, I'm going to hit this dude so hard, he's going to freeze to death before he stops rolling. That's how cold he is. So, Kurt Blair, you are our coldest wrestler of not just this week and last week, but of future weeks. And just know when I don't mention your name, it's because, listen, the 7th layer of hell is very cold, and you are sitting right there at the bottom. So, fuck you. I have to make sure to cut that off at the end.
Damn.
Yeah.
To be Kurt Blair.
Yeah, the hell with that guy, man. It was crazy, man. Man kicked me in the mouth, bro. Like, out of nowhere. Like, I want to get my lick back too. Whatever. The hell with him. Anyway, let's hop into these comments real quick. Hottest of the week goes to Flair's knees for holding up on SmackDown. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I did like I ain't gonna front. Like, I loved Piper's post about how she's like that Flair came out unscathed. I was like, yo, it was brutal. Anthony, yo, love you guys. Love you too. Big Brody, if you guys don't know, Anthony, he's still in the ICU right now. Big prayers, big loves to him. You know, he had another surgery to get a wound cleaned up, but he is doing great. He's getting stronger. All we're going to do is keep praying for him, keep pushing for him. My man is doing great things. Just keep healing, bro. You know, all our love and support, man. 100%.
Here for you.
See, Matt just gave a shout out to Cena on GCW. Of course he did, because, you know, you gotta keep that train rolling. It's not like, and I don't know if Nick Nemeth is gonna give him a shout out on TNA, but if he does,
Likely.
if he does though, and let's just say Claudio gives a shout out to John Cena on AEW, that would be hilarious. Can you imagine being like shouted out on 3 different promotions? Like, how wild would that be? That'd blow my mind. But I just, man, this dude, man, I just can't keep my mind out of the fact that the SWA Crowns Championship, like, this dude, Kurt Blair, just kicked me in the face, man. Like, and then you had the audacity to put out a picture called "I Deserve It." Like, bro, the hell with you?
Sounds like you deserve what's about to happen to you.
Oh, man, I'm telling you right now, man.
And so.
It's just ridiculous. Ridiculous is all I gotta say. All right, but let's get into our first debate topic, man. I want to talk about this. Actually, what I meant to do is drop this too. We do have a warning out there. We would have a disclaimer on it.
Yeah, we kind of need that.
Yeah, we're going to need this for right now. All right, let's talk about this real quick. Mercedes Moné is a belt collector. She has 6 titles currently, including the CMLL Women's Championship. Big runs for her. Is she elevating women's wrestling, or is it just recycled storytelling? Of course, the man who put this topic together is not here, so Chaz, Twitch, we're gonna have to figure this out. We're gonna have to put this together. So, how are you feeling about this?
It's just awkward at this point. Like, how often does she defend these titles?
I feel like she travels a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't follow her as much anymore as I did when she was with the E. It's hard to keep up with where she's going to be and what she's going to do, but apparently it's a title match every time, and apparently she's going to win every time. I don't understand it, but I mean, I if it works, it works, and apparently she's making it work. So I don't have any quarrels with it. I would I would hate to see those titles become obsolete because she's not defending them. But like I said, I don't know how often she does.
Hmm.
If she's defending them all the time, then by all means go ahead because I know, like you said, she travels a lot. So that's that's really all I got for this one. I don't if she's defending them, more power to her. If she's
Yeah.
just belt collecting for a showcase, then kind of shame on you. But at the same time, that falls on the promoter because they're putting them on her.
I I'm kind of different about this, man. I like it. I like it because it reminds me of Ultimo Dragon. Like Ultimo Dragon at one time, what did he have like 13 titles that he was
I,
like?
I think it was closer to 14 or 15.
Yeah, I mean, my man was coming up with like, remember he had the hands and like all titles were like draping on his
Dripping
hands.
gold.
Yeah, and my man was dripping in all the gold. He had so many belts that he had like girls coming out with him, also
Hmm.
holding titles. Like I like that aspect of it. I don't mind it. I and again, it goes back to like if she's defending all of them. She did drop the New Japan Pro
I did
Wrestling.
see that one.
Um, she did drop that title, you know. And then of course she was at House of Glory. She made her debut at House of Glory. She wrestled against Indy. She didn't win, so like there's another. So it's not like she's losing these titles and like gaining another one, but she is like putting over certain titles. You know, CMLL just put a trust on her. You know that she's going to be in Mexico defending AEW. She still has the TNT or the TBS, and
Yeah,
then she's going to be moving. You know, she's actually going against Tony Storm. And I guess originally there was a plan for her to lose to Athena. Allegedly, I'm gonna put this out there, right? She's going to lose to Athena for the Owen Hart Championship, but because Mariah May didn't sign and it went to WWE, they had to change the game plan. So they
off, yeah.
had Athena lose, and then she goes on to face Tony Storm. So it is kind of cool. I like it a lot. I'm not gonna front. I mean,
I'm,
as long as she's out there defending them, I don't know how often she's at Rev Pro, but I know she still has the women's championship. There's some other titles in there, and the real the six titles, like the Owen Hart title, really does it really count as the title?
no, I see. I don't count that as a real title. Like
Yeah.
that's like saying, okay, you count the greatest Royal Rumble title as a title.
I
Like,
think people still talk about that as if it was a real title.
well, then Braun Strowman is on one hell of a run.
Yeah, my man is undefeated. Yo,
Roman,
I,
you might want to start questioning your reign
I
because,
know. Adam is definitely holding down the fort when it comes to like longest running championship as far
bro,
as
I and I agree with what you said. It's not a bad thing. She is a popular talent that everybody wants to be a part of her roster. Everybody wants to see her with some sort of gold around her waist. I'm sure she's negotiated that in her contract somewhere. I, I I don't hate it. I don't like it, but it's like we both have said. If she's defending them, by all means, put more on her.
yeah.
But like Keith said in the comments, Ultimo Dragon did it better.
Well, okay, I'm gonna pull that comment up real quick. And you're right, like Ultimo Dragon, right? But it goes back to Ultimo Dragon, like a lot of those titles that he had won was basically in Japan, and then also he had won a few of them like in Mexico. So like he was traveling between those two regions, and then I think he did end up winning like the WCW Cruiserweight title for like a little bit, but like he
Yeah, or
was
like the
like,
TV title or some
yeah,
shit.
like he'd won a couple titles, but it's like when you go back to looking at someone like Mercedes Moné, like you know, she's got a lot of eyes on the product, right? A lot of eyes looking at different belts, trying to figure out what titles that she's holding, researching those companies. So if she can shed some new light on those titles, or I know there's a lot of fans out there who know every single title that she's holding and like know the lineage of it, but for the casual fan that may not know, that's not adapted to that,
I
at
don't
any
know
scene.
about I don't know about you, but I don't know much about CMLL at all.
I
Like,
don't. I don't. Other than the fact that they were the rival to AAA before they got bought by
yeah,
WWE. That's kind of all I know. Like, you know, and then when I look at it, I'm just kind of like, all right, because was it Stephanie Vacker that held the CMLL title before
yeah,
she left?
yep,
And
I
then you know
believe
what I mean.
so.
So it just I don't know, it goes back and forth, and that's what I'm saying. Like there's even a question in that do we really know who had that title? Like was it really that? So I think for me what it is I'm very happy that she's holding it down. I get it. Like a lot of people are like, listen, she's not this, she's not that. I don't care. I just like the fact that we're seeing Mercedes out here holding it. You know, she's the blueprint. She talks about it. She's the blueprint, the CEO, she's the person in charge, you know what I mean? Like and she's doing a thing and like everybody has to pay attention to her. So she doesn't lose very often right now, and I kind of like that aspect of it. But when she does, you pay attention. Like I said, like a lot of people aren't gonna know that she was at House of Glory and that she put over Indy Hartwell, but she
I
did.
didn't know it.
Yeah. So I thought that was cool. Like I was like, all right. So she's not holding down every single title, but she's also not winning every single title. You know what I mean?
You're you said it correctly. If she can bring more eyes to a promotion, that that right there is all I would personally care about. Like, because that, granted, you're holding whatever we said, 5, 6 titles now, something like that.
Yeah.
You're helping everybody by bringing eyes to that promotion.
Yep. one Hundred
I'm
percent. So I don't know. I mean, I get it. I think if you're going to compare it to somebody, if you're trying to compare it, because I feel like when that'd be funny when Chaz put this together, when he put it together, I think he was thinking of the Kenny Omega, like his belt run, where it was like AAA plus TNA Impact, and then obviously the AEW Championship. But I don't see it that way. I
uh,
don't see it that way.
no, no.
I feel like this is kind of a different thing. It's its own thing, and she's doing it, and I don't see aside from Viva Van, right? I don't see another female who is holding down a ton of titles. I talked about it with her on the podcast. If you guys didn't go check out that episode, I did refer to her as uh, the person holding more titles than your favorite wrestler, which at that time was Kenny Omega, was like holding 4 titles, and she had like 6 or 7. So I like it. I'm here for it. I want to give a lot of love to Mercedes as well as Viva, right? Because she did great things. She's doing great things still. I just know like yeah, I don't see this as recycled. I think this is its own thing, and I'm here for it, and I just want to see what happens. With All In, it's gonna be crazy. Any last thoughts?
No, man. I pretty much said my piece on that one.
Bad. All right. Well, we're gonna get into the second part, and I've already put up the comment. Shout outs to Keith for putting that out there. So we're gonna go into our next favorite thing, which is it's actually let's change this up. We're gonna go into another one thing that you guys all love that I love, and it is called
It's Damien's Dumb Ass of the Week.
y'all know what it is. It's Damien's Dumbass Week. Damien isn't here, but he also will not be put on Dumbass of the Week because hey, family comes first. That's how we always do. But who we putting on Dumbass of the Week?
Corey Graves. Putting Corey Graves on there because you appeared on my TV this week.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I am. I'm gonna save that for Pusher Berry if we do
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Uh, damn, I don't really know who to put up for Dumbass of the Week.
It's kind of tough this week because there was
It
like
is.
a lot of solid
Nobody's
stuff
done a,
happening.
nobody's done anything super egregious.
Yeah, I mean, I'll put one out there.
Who
I'll
you
put one
got?
out there. I'm gonna put VKM in there because
Okay.
my man lost his bid to own bare knuckle fighting. Do you know how crazy it has to be to have the name of Vincent Kennedy McMahon and not be able to make your way into buying bare knuckle fighting? Like
Bro, I'm so
Yeah,
That makes me so happy. Like,
BKFC, and my man couldn't get it. He had the name, and he was like, "I want creative control," and they're like, "No."
no. Fuck
So
no.
yeah, I'm gonna put that in there. I'm gonna go with that.
I'm cool with that. Did Tony Khan do anything stupid?
I mean, he had a solid show at Grand Slam Mexico, so I can't really like. I can't.
He even got Brian Danielson to appear.
I know. That's why I'm like, I can't be mad at him. I'm like, this is a pretty solid show, man. I can't be upset. And even Collision was a good show too. So like, although I would not have, I
Watch
would
it.
have not, I would rather not have Shane Taylor lose, but also you also can't have Shane Taylor win, especially
Right,
in his
right.
swerve. Like, maybe just not book the match, okay? Maybe not book the match.
So do we just give it automatically to VKM?
I feel like that might just have to beat him.
Is this a one and done? Like,
This might be the one and done. Like I couldn't think of another
wow.
person. I mean, you know what? Nah, you know what? Hey, because I'm feeling so generous today, Kurt Blair, you can go on this list too.
I was gonna say his name, but I didn't know if we were trying to keep him away from.
Nah. This man can go on there. Go ahead, man. Don't put a photo up there, especially on a Sunday when you know we doing the podcast. You know
The holiest
I'll
of
bring your
days.
name up here, man. I'm gonna put your name right through it too. You know, you
Well,
can
that's
have
all
all of that.
you
Yeah,
and
we can go ahead and put him on those lists. I guess we have just those two because Tony did some great things. I can't really think of like anybody bad because even if you wanted to put somebody else up there, right? Actually, I'm saving for pushing Barry too. Let me just go with that. So those are your two right there. So you have dumbass of the week. For your dumbass of the week, you're gonna have VKM or you're gonna have Kurt Blair. That's your guys' pick. You only get two. Okay, you get 50-50 shot. All right, throw it out there. Pick Kurt, and then we'll go from there. All right, cool. We'll post that. So let's go into our next debate topic. A banner being easy. It's time to talk about the man himself, Goldberg. So let's talk about it. So Goldberg reappeared on Raw this past week against Gunther and demanded a title shot. So is it good or bad for wrestling? Like, does nostalgia still sell, or is it time to move on from the legends and have them stop hogging the spotlight? How we feeling?
we knew this was coming.
We did.
Sooner or later, we knew this was coming. It was destined to happen. That it was going to be Gunther and Goldberg. We knew it the moment Gunther started fucking with Goldberg's son. I, I will say it just like this. If Goldberg wins, we fucking riot.
Oh, 100%. Like, my problem, okay, listen. For all those people who think this match is going to go 5 minutes long, it ain't. Goldberg's not winning. I
No,
don't care if he's in Atlanta. I don't care. This is the last match, bro. Like, I know you guys want to believe that he's going to be there for a long time and he's going to win this championship. A lot of you out there talk about like Goldberg deserves this. This man went 176-0. He said it himself. Went 176-0. I don't have to wait in line. Dog, you ain't been relevant in almost a
since
year.
176 and 0.
When you came back and squashed Brock Lesnar in 45 seconds on Survivor Series, that's it. That's your moment, bro. That's it. I don't care. That's it. You eliminated. Great, congratulations. You eliminated KO. You took the title from him, and then you got beat up by Lesnar. That's it. But I'm just saying that this man Gunther is a whole different beast. He hits hard. You're old. Okay.
I I would like to believe that Gunther hits hard. Something tells me he doesn't hit as hard as Brock. Okay. So like, I will give credit where credit is due. When Goldberg showed up on Monday, that man got a hell of a pop.
Mm-hmm.
That man got a hell of a pop. That man looks like he is in phenomenal shape. But let's be serious. I know this. You know this. Some of the people in the comments know this. It don't matter what kind of shape you're in. That ring hurts.
Yeah. Well, Everybody has a plan till they get punched in the mouth, and there's no better person who punches someone in the mouth than
Then
Gunther.
Gunther, like, is it bad?
Listen, Goldberg's eating one chop, and that's it. Because he's not going to take another one.
Goldberg's going to get hit with a chop and regret all of his life decisions, every last one of them. Leaving the Atlanta Falcons and going into WCW, like, you're regretting all that. Talking to Eric Bischoff, that's a regret.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably a regret daily.
Going to the power plant.
Oh my god. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It would have been cool to go to the power plant at least one time. Like,
100%. 100%. I don't know, man. To me, what it is right now is just Goldberg, like, coming back. Like, I'm kind of over it. Like, I wanted Goldberg to have that last match with Brock at WrestleMania, and that just kind of be it, bro. Like,
just
I didn't
right
need
off
him to
it.
go. Yeah, I didn't need anything else. Like, the Undertaker match was a disaster. You know what I mean? And, like,
You almost killed the guy.
he almost killed the guy. Like, there's just certain things that just, like, listen, man, like, I get it. You kind of want to wrestle in front of your son. I do understand that, by the way. Like, when he was like, I wanted to wrestle one time in front of my son, 100%. I understand where that comes from, because I was the same way. Like, I wanted to wrestle in front of my kid. I wanted her to see like what I do, and I know like I'm not in the game as long as like what Goldberg was, but I do love those moments where I get to wrestle in front of my family. I
I
just have
understand that. My question is this how you really want to see, how you really want your son to see you? At this
well,
decrepit man trying to live some sort of glory one last time.
but I think the difference is, though, like, and this is why I was trying to go with it, right? Is that you did it the first time. Your kid was young. He wasn't that old. He's in college now. He's playing for Colorado, University of Colorado, I think.
Yeah.
Think he's with the Buffs. Like, he's in college now, bro. Like, he's seen you have those glory moments where you were holding the title. You beat Brock. Like, he's seen those moments, bro. You trying to beat Gunther, like, you beat the Fiend. Like, we saw all this happen, right? So, I mean, just to me, it's like, dude, we're good. We're good. Like, I wanted you to have that last match with Brock, a good match with Brock. Which, by the way, that match at WrestleMania was fire, and I know it wasn't long, but it was
I
fire.
don't I don't hold if you have a horrible match in Saudi Arabia against you. I don't hold any against anybody. Triple H has said it. Shawn Michaels has said it.
Yeah.
Taker, Kane, everybody has said that wrestling in Saudi Arabia is so different because of the temperatures
Yeah.
and the humidity and all that. So I don't hold bad matches in Saudi Arabia against you. You almost killed a man the last time you were in the ring, though. Let's talk about that. Like, is this really what we're trying to have happen? Like, because I'm not trying to see it. I don't want to see somebody I like watching wrestle every week die in a ring because you want to relive some sort of past glory for your son. Like,
I mean, to be fair, yeah, you don't have it wrong. I'm good. I'm good with him not coming back. I know he wants it, right? He had a fun match with Dolph Ziggler, right? Nick, thank you for having that great match with Goldberg. And then there's that great moment at like, there were some great moments that Goldberg had when he came back, but like, now we're like, oh, dude, come on, man. Like, we good with you. Like, it's if you just made legend appearances and just came and chatted up,
I would be cool as fuck with that.
that's great.
If
Yeah,
you
that's what I
wanted to
want.
walk somebody to the ring, I'm cool as fuck with that.
Yeah.
Like, at
If
the
you
end
want to
of the
give a
day,
spear, I'm
you
cool.
are Bill Goldberg.
Yeah,
You are Goldberg at the end of the
exactly.
day.
Like I said, and if you want to hit somebody with a spear, hey, more power to you. Because like, I still enjoy watching DDP come out and just hit somebody with a cutter.
Oh man, you come out and hit somebody with a diamond cutter once a fucking year, and I'm still gonna think you're the greatest of all time.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
I'll be in the crowd too. You still got it.
Exactly, all day long. But when we're talking about like Goldberg and something like that, like, you're talking about a man who let's be serious. This man cannot wrestle.
But let's keep it a buck. Where's this match? Is this match at SummerSlam?
No, it's a Saturday night main event in Atlanta.
That's my point. Yo, this
Like,
man is wrestling on Saturday night main event. It's not like you. Sorry, and I know I'm not trying to degrade it, right? I know it sells, right? NBC's gonna have it on their main show. Like, I get it, right? I understand where this is going, but my problem is that a match this caliber, right? You
should
would
have
have
been
thought,
like a SummerSlam match, or
yeah,
like, I don't know, perhaps a Great American Bash match. Like,
something, shit.
I think NXT is getting Great American Bash.
Right, but I mean, just I like it's got to be one of those kind of like it would be like a B level pay per view. Let's be Great Balls of Fire. I don't care if you brought that back or not.
Right? Hog Wild.
Yeah, like exactly. Hog Wild. Stampede. I don't care what you call it. It's just like it's got to be like one of those shows. But to be on like Saturday Night Main Event, you're gonna be on in front of NBC. Gunther versus Goldberg. I get it. I understand. I understand. But that match is gonna open the show. It's not closing.
Bro, if that match closes the show, I'm just gonna skip that whole thing.
20-minute match. Are you kidding me?
Nah.
Goldberg wrestling 20. When have you known Goldberg to wrestle 20 minutes?
Let me
Anytime.
let me be the one to say this right here and now. If that match is the main event and they give Goldberg 20 minutes and he legitimately goes 20 minutes, I'm not talking about 1959 and fucking 99 milliseconds. No, I want 20 minutes. That doesn't include entrances. Give
Bell
that
to
man
bell.
give that
Bell
man
to
the
bell.
title and then forget about that title. If
Bell to bell.
bell
20
to bell,
minutes.
20 minutes. If he
I
can pull
know.
that off, then give him the title. Until
I
then,
know a person. I know a person who could have given him a 20-minute match, bell to bell. Unfortunately, he kicked that man in the head and ended his career.
bro.
And I know, hey, real talk, like Bill, I know you said it in interviews, 100%, like you regretted like that happening. I understand, right? I'm still gonna make fun of you about it because
All day,
yeah, that man
all
was
day.
that. And to be fair, Bret Hart is still the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Like he is the excellence of execution, bro. Like, but my point being though is
I know
that
a
like
few people who would argue that, but
I just
that's another show.
I just don't see Goldberg and Gunther going 20 minutes bell to
No,
bell. Like
no.
Goldberg's matches were always 5 to 8 minutes at best.
I was gonna say Regal struggled to get 20 minutes or 10 minutes out of him. Like, come on
Yeah, I
now.
mean, like, remember? Okay, so remember, like their match in Saudi Arabia. We bring this back up, right? With Undertaker, he put that leg lock on Taker, and like Matt Riddle flamed him about it online.
Bro,
Listen, like I said, all due respect to Goldberg, you are a legend. But my point being though is that I don't want you in this match. I want you to be that guy who comes out and like hits a spear on someone, is like the enforcer, right? The
right?
equalizer of like the match. Like I just think that that's where you belong right now. Is like I
Show up.
listen.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say because like let's be fair. Like I know Gilbert is still wrestling. Like Gilbert still does things like on the indies, right? Dwayne hits
Wayne.
people with he hits people with a spear, and it's so cool. And I pop every time I see Dwayne get in the ring.
I
But
mean,
my
yeah,
point being is that that should be Goldberg. Like now you should be the guy like runs in, hits somebody with a spear real quick, yells, yeah, right. Maybe takes them off for a jackhammer and like hits them, and then like bails out the ring. But I don't want to see you wrestling in the ring, guy.
I
I'm
want to
good.
see Braun Breaker go for a spear, Goldberg's music hit, and Goldberg spears Braun,
I'd be down with that.
and then just fade off into the sunset for another 8 years until you realize that Goldberg's garage isn't doing good and you need other sources of income. But we can edit that part out. Oh wait, this is live.
We go right in there. All right, but yeah, so that's our thought, man. Any final thoughts for that?
I just I don't want to see somebody get hurt just because you want to relive nostalgia.
100%. 100%. Y'all heard it, so we here for it. All right, let's get this moving over. We're gonna go to another one of your guys' favorite sections with my favorite sections as well. Let's just keep it 100 when we say it's time to push or Barry. Pusher Barry, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna have topics, both of us. We're gonna push, we're gonna bury someone. So, Twitch, where we at, man? What you trying to
Oh
push?
man. So we are pushing JD McDonough.
Oh yeah.
We are pushing the fuck out of him. Not for anything he did wrestling wise. It's for a quick ass comment he decided to make. So, the most egregious man to ever exist, the one who offends me for having to share oxygen with him, Corey Graves, made a comment that said it's not JD's fault. He was born with the skull of a Minecraft character. JD McDonough, within 1 fucking minute of Corey Graves making this post, came out of left field, and his reply was, "It's also not my fault that WWE Graves gets reassigned every time Pat McAfee is available on Mondays."
Damn.
Shout out to my man JD McDonough for just roasting the fuck out of a bum ass
Damn.
semi famous commentator who I will not give the pleasure of saying his name.
I feel bad. I feel bad, man. I will feel bad. I do. I do. I do. I do. I do. That's tough. That's
We
real tough.
pushing, we pushing the fuck out of JD.
Yeah. He just had that coming. All right. Let me push. Let me push right now the women's division in WWE. Just
Axe.
all of it. All of it. All of the women's division. Just tearing it up. I love everything that we're getting from Chelsea Green and her services. We're getting stuff for Zelina, Naomi. Jade's doing her thing. There's all sorts of stuff happening. I will say we are, you're in our thoughts and our prayers. We want to send you all the positive vibes. Liv Morgan, right? But regardless of your injury, right, we're still gonna get some fire stuff going on with Raquel. We're still gonna get some fire stuff with Asuka returning, right? Steph Vacker is still like tearing it up. Julia is still tearing it up. Like we still have a lot of great female wrestling that's happening, and then we have Evolution that's about to explode. I am here for all of it. Also, JC Jane showing up with the women's title on TNA. Like
Yeah.
we're doing some great stuff, and then we're not even talking about the Juggernaut is still on NXT and she's about to make her debut into the main roster. Like, there's just a lot of great stuff happening. I like the stuff with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, even though, like, a lot of us are going to be like, well, it's Charlotte Flair, blah, 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 blah. She wants a title, so she's going to join with Bliss and they're going to be a tag team. Whatever, I don't care. Give it to me. Put it in my veins, bruh. I'm here for, like, I don't even care what you call them. You call them whatever you want. The goddess and the queen. I don't care. I want that team, bro. the the queen and her fiend. I don't care what you call it. I just want
I'm
that
not gonna lie, that's actually not bad of a name. Like,
the queen and the queen. I don't even know, because that's not what I mean. I get it, Bliss, right? Like she was the fiend's like
puppet.
sidekick, but like I mean, like there's so much happening right now with it. Bailey and obviously with Becky, right? With you still have Valkyria kind of in the play. Like there's just so much stuff happening that I'm here for with the women's division. I'm just like, yeah, I'm good with all of it. The stuff that's going on NXT, right? With Jada Parker and Thea Hale, like the mishap that happened where the ref didn't see Jada tapping and then like Thea lost the match. I thought that was a great
Fair.
ending. That
Fair.
was amazing. So like there's so much cool stuff that's happening all over like this week. I'm just here for all of it. I just push it to the moon right now. That's what I'm here for.
My
Um,
my only complaint about the women's division right now, and it's not really a complaint, but can we please get Natty and Maxine as a tag team already instead of just backstage all the time?
yeah,
Like,
I think they have them planned as a tag team. I think they
they
even had a.
they do, but can we like move that along a little?
Is there a team name for them? Because I know they were dressing up as each other. Like I thought they came up with like a tag team name for it or
I
something.
I couldn't tell you honestly. I just want it pushed along and introduced already. Bring some more life back into the women's tag team division.
100%. 100%. And I mean, we lost a few of like really fun women to watch from, you know, Nyx is gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Hayden and Katana are both gone, right? So we've lost some talent, but it's cool because like Blair's also out of there too. It's just fun to see this women's division like rebuild, but the rebuild it never felt like it missed. Like all of a sudden it just boom, we just
started
reload with talent,
again. Yeah,
and big shout outs to Lena Black. She's back now. I love that promo by the way that she dropped. I don't know if you saw it on Twitter or not, but shit was fire. Yeah, she pretty much told the backstory of like Elena Black like fade into the background so that Cora could kind of take over, and then now that she's like you're just trying to play the part, you're trying to fake it till you make it, this that and the other, but it's time to let that all go. It's time for me to come back, and then like she reintroduced Elena Black. I was like, this is hot. I'm here for all of this.
right.
So I liked it. I'll send it to you, man. It was a great like.
Yeah,
It was
definitely
a
send it out.
really great thing done. All right, so I want to also. What's your berry? Let's do our berry.
Barry. I can't pull one off the top of my head. I bet since we're already doing it since the beginning of the show, bury Kurt Blair for his post online about how you deserve being kicked in the face. Shame
You know
upon
what? You know what? I agree. That also to should be right there. Is right
that.
there. That
That
too.
right
That should be
bury that.
buried too. Thank you. I agree. That
You
should that
know,
too.
I got a 2A and 2B for my Barry. Can we pull that picture back up real quick?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Let's look in the far left corner right there. How it looks like a certain co-host is also about to kick you in the face,
Yeah. Except it was a
except
cutter.
somebody else beat him to the punch.
Yeah. Actually, you know what else I want to bury on this show? Ayo, Kurt. Who took this picture? That person. He's also that person too.
Shame upon you, guy,
Yeah.
and the ref for his back being turned. What a piece of shit.
Right. This ref not even paying attention to what's happening, bro. That's
I like
crazy.
how we're just burying that whole
Yeah.
match.
Nah, this no, just that one sequence,
Just
that
that
one
little
picture. We're not even
incident.
burying a match. We're burying a picture.
Yep.
You deserve it. You deserve. What is this?
Shame upon you,
You
sir.
trying to get some cheer ass applause? You know what I want to talk about? Let me talk about this. Since we putting it out there, right? I got kicked in the face. I just want to know who came out on top at the end of the night. Yeah, that's all
Not
right.
him.
I'm gonna go ahead one day, man. I'm just gonna drop the clip of when I popped out, and all of a sudden the crowd cheered whenever I hit him. So I don't care. It is what it is. Good. Hey, Kurt, enjoy this 15 minutes of fame that you're getting. That I'm putting you over here on this podcast. That you get to put your name out there. This is the most that you've ever been mentioned in your
Your
life.
whole audio just dropped.
Good. That's what. Good.
And now
Good.
your camera didn't freeze. Okay.
Good. Good. The audio dropped when I was talking about it.
Oh man, it dropped right out like somebody just hit the censor button on you.
Perfect. Perfect. You know what? Talk about the relevancy of a Kurt Blair, the most that he's ever been mentioned. Great. Dropped out right there. Good. Perfect. Just wilding out, man. It's crazy. All right, we're going to jump into the third debate topic, man. I'm tired of talking about this man. All right, which is weird because the third debate topic is independent wrestler losing its meaning in 2025. Can you still be an indie if you're on TV every week or working internationally under a big banner? We probably gonna have different opinions about this, but I'll
We
let you go
totally
ahead.
gonna have different opinions about this.
Go ahead, Twitch.
My biggest point about this statement is I feel like with being on TV comes a contract for a promotion. I feel like if a promotion has the ability to obtain a TV deal, you're not really that independent or indie anymore. Like maybe I'm just old school, but I don't remember MCW being on TV for the longest time. I don't remember uh, EWA was never on TV. That's an indie promotion to me. MCW, I don't really count them as an indie promotion now. They're on TV.
Okay, I feel where you're coming from. Although with shows like Wrestling Independent, whether it's
Okay.
Massachusetts or Rhode Island, that's a weekly product, and those guys are on that TV show all the time. And you can make the justification for saying, "Well, it's behind a paywall. You have to pay to watch it." Well, you do too with ROH, and we consider those guys to be
I
not
mean,
on
to be
TV.
fair, you could technically say you have to with WWE now. Raw's on Netflix. It's behind
Raw's
a
on
paywall.
Netflix. Yeah, it's on a streaming service. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, you can watch the free one with ads, but that's not what we're here for. What we're here for is when it comes to it. I mean, I no, you can still be indie. Like you can still be. I wouldn't call Mercedes Moné an indie wrestler, right?
No,
But I would call Indy Hartwell one because she's no longer on TV. She's not. She got released from WWE, and now
right?
she's on the indie scene. She works in the indie circuit. Um, there are certain wrestlers I would definitely kind of agree with. That I would be like, yeah, I don't know if I would agree with that person. One of our favorites, Willow. I don't know if I would call Willow Nightingale like an indie wrestler
No,
anymore because she's
no.
Daniel Garcia as well, right? I know like him and Alec had a huge matchup in Canada, which was kind of cool. Uh,
So here's would you consider somebody like, and you just had him on the podcast not long ago? Would you consider somebody like Drew Gulak an indie wrestler now?
yeah,
Okay,
100%. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. Just because,
Just trying to understand the balance of what you're getting at.
yeah, because like, well, and here's the thing too is like I look at guys like, and there's some other names that I'm gonna mention here that some of y'all don't know because you're also not watching IWTV, and I'll be fair, right? But T.J. Crawford, Love Doug, uh, Brett Ryan Gosling, who was just on MLW, right? But now he's been released from MLW. Now he's still on he still wrestles on Wrestling Open. Um, who else would I consider? Alex Kane is an indie wrestler. He's also been on this podcast. Um, Another name, right? Brad Hollister, right? Big Bacon himself, right? The leader of Big Business. I
Yeah.
would consider him to be an indie wrestler, but he wrestles every week on TV. So, like, would he still
Okay.
be considered that person? Like, yeah. Sammy, who's been on the show too. I would think, that's another name. I look at someone like Bear Bronson, right, who was a part of AEW, who's now wrestling on Wrestling Open. I would
Yeah.
also say. So I still think those guys are. I still say they're indie. I don't. What are we calling TV now? Because TV is kind of an irrelevant thing. Like, are we talking about you're strictly on TBS, or you're strictly on TNT, or you're on WWE if you're in
I,
the
when
US?
I say when I say TV, I consider it a weekly broadcasted on, regardless if you're on TBS, USA, UPN, whatever the fuck. Like,
Yeah,
if you are on a weekly broadcasted television show, I don't really. I get what you were saying with some of the smaller promotions in like local areas and having a TV deal and stuff like that. But like, if you're on like a major network and still trying to be an indie wrestler, I don't consider you an indie wrestler.
and see, I can agree. That's a fair assessment. Like, I wouldn't call Swerve an
Not a
indie,
chance. Not
right?
the Young Bucks. I wouldn't call
No.
them an indie wrestlers. Like,
Hangman, I wouldn't say it either.
no.
Right? You may wrestle at an indie promotion, right? But you are still like very much like every once in a while you might show up at an indie promotion, but you're very much still like a mainstream kind of player. I
Yeah.
But when I look at like Wrestling Open is a weekly episodic TV show. Like Wrestling Open every Thursday
Okay.
forever has been doing this for I think it's like 5 years now, like ticking 4 or 5 years. Sorry, Drew.
IWTV, right?
Yeah, it's on IWTV. It's been
Okay.
around for a long time. And then they just started Wrestling Open in Rhode Island like earlier this year, and it's been running for like 2 months. And so, like, there are all these names that are being attached to it, right? So, would you consider someone like Anthony Green, like, also an indie wrestler? He was just wrestling in Japan and now he's back. Would we consider someone like Marcus Mathers to be still an indie wrestler, even though he's on WWE Evolve? Like, I still think, I mean, he
I
still
would, yeah,
predominantly works on the indies. Like, I would
yeah.
still say that man belong. Like, so it's weird because like I guess if Chaz was here to kind of clarify like what his question was for it, it would make sense. But for me, out there, no, I don't think it's losing its meaning. I just think that what it is if you're talking about wrestling episodically on a TV show, no, like because I depending if you're on a major network,
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. If you're on a major network, though, then I
yeah.
you kind of exceeded indie wrestling.
Yeah, and then if you're still wrestling, like I said, and wrestling, like I said, if you look at every Thursday, right? If you look at wrestling every Thursday, like Wrestling Open is like, I think it's third or fourth most watched like wrestling show on a Thursday, like right
I've really
behind,
got to get IWTV.
yeah, right behind MLW and like ROH, like is, and I think in TNA, I think those are the three on top, and then Wrestling Open. And Wrestling Open is fire, bro. I love that show. I love watching it. Big shout outs to Bryce Donovan, who's also WWE ID. He's currently their champion,
Yeah,
Wrestling Open champion. So I mean, just we talk about that. I think Swipe Right is still the Wrestling Open tag team champions, and they're also on WWE Evolve. So it's like, and big shout outs to what's going on with them and their faction over on Evolve. But that's my point though, is like they're wrestling on a weekly TV show. So what are we talking about? Like, is that what we're talking about, or are we talking about like strictly like a Seth Rollins type? Like if Seth Rollins went back to Indies, would he still be considered an indie wrestler? Yeah, because he's no longer on episodic TV
yeah.
show. Like he's not on the main rosters.
He's
Like,
not on a major network.
yeah. So I guess for me, no, it's not ruining the name indie. I just think that what it is that we've noticed so many wrestlers coming off of like the WWE AEW train that we're like, oh well, now they're back on the indies. Well, are they still really considered indies? Yeah, I still consider Cora Jade an indie wrestler now because Elena Black is there. Cora Jade is not really around. So let's just be
Here's
frank.
here's here's an interesting one to see where he falls for you. Where do you put Darby?
Darby is still very much he's not an indie wrestler. He's
Okay.
very much mainstream. I mean, currently right now, is he still like he's back
He's
now,
still
right?
away. He's still. I believe he has successfully climbed and made it back down from Everest. I believe
Yeah.
he's
So
reclimatizing and
yeah,
will be back soon, probably.
he's very much a mainstream wrestler. MJF in that same boat too. You know what I mean?
MJF,
Sammy,
yeah.
Sammy Guevara, like the Pillars, are still very much like mainstream to me. Like I don't see
But
them
see, then I see people like Danhausen, and I'm like, that dude's indie for life. That
indie
dude
for
is
life.
never going any. That dude is never going to be anything but indie for life.
Yeah, I mean, formerly known as Warhorse, like he's still indie. So I mean, like,
Chaz, if you're watching, we needed a little bit of clarification on this because
yeah, because we don't think the name indie wrestler is being ruined. We think it's very much like still very much safe and sacred. And it doesn't matter if they've been on TV. By the way, like we talked about earlier today with Mercedes Moné, like if you're bringing eyes to the product, like hey, big ups,
there for it,
right?
yeah.
Like
Oh,
Dijak right now is like you see him everywhere, like, and he's just
right.
tearing it up. But he's also getting more eyes on products. You're paying attention to where he's at. Like I don't know. I guess because even if would you consider MLW to be like a big name, Major League Wrestling, and if that be the case, then like a lot of wrestlers are no longer considered indie. If that was the deal,
I don't know if I'd consider them a major promotion or not. Like they have moments, but I think that's about the extent of it. I don't know if I'd really consider them a major
and would you
promotion.
consider wrestlers who've wrestled at NWA?
I think NWA is. Well, see that once upon a time, NWA was pretty much it. Like
Yeah,
I don't know. That's a hard one too. Like
that's what I'm saying.
GCW.
GCW,
Let's be serious. GCW is has definitely rose through the ranks of other promotions. Like
yeah.
that is a pretty well known promotion now. But would you consider them a major promotion? But then look at MLW and be like, that's not a major promotion. Like,
See, and I think what to me is GCW, MLW, and I'll even throw it to Beyond Wrestling, right?
okay,
And Wrestling Revolver. I feel like those four, and somebody out there is going to be pissed when I say this, and I'm not really too stressed about it. Those last four are like your big stops before you go to like
T-
TNA, AEW,
yeah,
WWE.
yeah.
Like those are the last
And
stops.
like
I think
we
those like
always we always talk about like the four pillars of wrestling. It's
yeah,
like they're the four pillars of the indie promotions.
yeah.
Like your GCW, Beyond, Revolver, MLW. Okay, yeah.
And then you crack through, and then you're at NWA. You're also at MLW, right? I want to make there. Like, I'm not thinking MLW is like a super indie show. It's not. It's like right above, but like the next level to it would be like I would think like NWA, MLW, NWA is like right there, and then like I think Beyond is there, and I think Game Changer Wrestling is also there. But then right above it, you got TNA,
MLS. What the fuck?
MLW.
No, I'm
Oh,
looking at the comments. MLS.
MLS, Major League Soccer.
Oh, get
I
the
don't think
fuck
so.
out of here with
But I think that's where we're at. So I think that, and then it goes above, and then you'll hit the next ones right above that.
TNA Impact.
Yeah,
Oh, so
that's like the crack. That's like where you crack through them, and then boom, you're at the next levels. So I think so. And I'll put it out there, right? Alec Price had a match on ROH. It was a big moment, right? He had a big match on Ring of Honor, a really showcase match when they were here in like Providence. And I think like a lot of people pay attention to him. So, big moves. So
how can we block people on this podcast?
you guys are wondering, here we go. Major League Soccer fucker.
By the way, for those wondering,
At least
that's
they ain't
my
drafting.
sister.
Yeah, it's his little sis.
My
Little
older
sis,
sister.
older sis. Sis, nonetheless. All right.
Yeah.
So that's it. Any last thoughts, man?
Fuck you, Corey Graves, and that's about all I got.
All right. Well, let me pull up this real quick so that way we can talk about how we feeling about let's see, dumbass of the week. That's what.
Oh, I was just scared. Yeah, dumbass.
Yeah.
Tell me it's 50-50.
That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. She also says younger.
Yeah, she's like 40.
Where did this poll go? This poll like disappeared.
See, Chaz isn't here and shit just falls to pieces.
Just falls apart. That's crazy. Let's see. I thought I shared it, but apparently I did not. So let's jump into 3 count. Boom. All right. So the votes are in. The votes have been tallied. There is no tie. There's just 100%
100%.
for Kurt Blair. You're our dumbass of the week. It's just that simple. Enjoy your week of it. So you guys still have time to vote if you guys want to. The reason why we put VKM up there is because he got locked out of BKFC. Yeah, Bare Knuckle Fight Club. So, yeah, that's it, man. That's
the show.
That's our show. Yeah, that's what we got for you guys. So,
by the way, if you haven't, make sure you head over to ForYouWearingProWrestlingTees.com, buy all of your 3 count Red Dog and Pure Ignorance merchandise.
Yup. So you have all of our merch there. Also, go check us out on ProWrestlingTees.com. Follow us on all of our social media platforms. You guys know it's a 3 count pod, or it's 3 count pod _ if you just happen to be on that Bird app, X app, whatever you want to call it, Twitter-ish, former Twitter, now X, whatever. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Spotify. Check us out on Amazon Music. Even listen to our dumb app with the stupid jingle that goes, iHeartRadio, whatever it is. I'm sure they're going to kick us off eventually. That I keep saying that about that.
Are we on Pandora?
Oh, probably. I don't know.
Okay.
Everywhere that you can find
We keep
podcasts,
popping up everywhere.
we're there. We're everywhere. Stitcher, we're there. So check us out on all that stuff. You guys, thank you for all you guys' attention. Thank you for hanging out with us. You guys made this far. You guys get achievements, trophies, whatever it is that you guys celebrate when you guys are gaming, or even if you just want to give yourself a pat on the back because you had to listen to us talk for, the last hour and 9 minutes. More importantly, what I will say to you, tell your mom about us, your dad about us, your aunties, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, your best friends, your grandmas, your grandpas, and your enemies, because we love haters too. Do all that stuff, or really, you just wait for this episode to end, wait for that outro, and then you choose another episode to listen to. Kawaii. What's up? It is your friendly neighborhood Red Dog, and thank you for checking out this episode of the 3 Count Podcast. Whether that was Chaz Friends, Red Dog Friends, Damien Friends, The Film Slouch, Now Entering the Ring, Now Entering 201, or Now Returning to the Ring, all those great episodes. You should really be liking, commenting, and even sharing this with your friends, family, whoever it may be. But what you all should be doing is checking us out on all of our social media platforms at 3 Count Pod, whether that's on IG, Twitch, you check us out on Threads, whatever it may be. And if you go check us out on X, it is 3count_pod. Check us out on YouTube, as well as Facebook, on Rumble, on Apple Music, on Spotify. All those fun things. Tell your mom about us, your dad about us, your aunties, your uncles, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, and your best friends and your enemies, because we love haters too. Do all that stuff. And then, last but not least, buy our merch on foryourwear.com or prowrestlingtees.com. Kawaii.